Hi, everybody. This is David Nevins for Citybiz List, and welcome once again to our program today. And our special guest today is Sara Shalva, and she is the Chief Arts Officer. I love that title, by the way. Not Chief Executive or Chief Marketing or Chief Financial, but she is the Chief Arts Officer for the Jewish Community Center of Greater Baltimore, otherwise known as the JCC, or even shorter, known as the J. Sara, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me, and I love the title also.
So, Sara, tell us a little bit about what the Chief Arts Officer of the JCC does, and then I'd love you to share with us some of your exciting news about programming and your upcoming renovation of the Gordon Center and so on.
Great. So as the Chief Arts Officer, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to your program. I'm so happy to be here and to connect with your audiences and to tell you a bit about myself and about the Gordon Center for Performing Arts and the Center for Arts and Culture. So in my role, I oversee the entire Center for Arts and Culture at the JCC, which includes the Gordon Center for Performing Arts, which is a 550-seat theater. I know we're going to talk more about the lobby renovations later. It also includes the Gordon Outdoors, which is our outdoor entertainment venue, which we built and opened during COVID. It's a huge mega screen affixed to the side of the building. And we also have a black box performer, which is a 110-seat theater, also serves as our community room at the J. But all of those things we call the Gordon Center for Performing Arts. We also have a huge selection of classes and programs, basically from babies through grown-ups, dance classes, children's theater production company. We have an art summer camp. So I oversee all of those programs across the center. And then finally, my role, in addition, I also oversee the J-Life platform, which is Joyful Jewish Experiences for Families. And that's kind of new to my portfolio this year, which is funded by the Meyerhoff Foundation.
Well, I can tell, obviously, you have a lot, Sara, going on. And just to remind everybody, though you are the JCC, Jewish Community Center, you are really a community resource for the entire community. All of Baltimore, no different than YMCA would be as well. So I think it's important that our viewers understand that. And I assume you agree.
Yes. And I would say about the Gordon Center for Performing Arts specifically, we get state and county funding. So thank you, everyone. All your taxpayers' dollars come to help us be the premier community theater in Baltimore County, which means that most of our program, probably 80 to 90% of our programming, is designed for the entire Baltimore community. So when I say that, I'm talking about when we welcome Los Lobos, for example, or International Guitar Night, or the Tom Petty tribute band that's coming in late January. All of those programs, they don't have Jewish content. They are for the entire community. At the same time, we do have Jewish programs like the Clergy Boys, which is this like super fun, a little bit schlocky professional concert with a whole bunch of like cantors from the Jewish community. We have a mix of both, and our identity shifts depending on the community that we're welcoming in, which is amazing.
So, Sara, I know you're particularly excited about some renovations upcoming, or I guess actually we're in the midst of it. The opening is upcoming of the Gordon Center, which has been around. You can remind me how many years, but you have a beautiful new lobby and a lot of exciting stuff going on there.
Yes. So the Gordon Center was built in 1995. In 2019 to 2020, we got a bond bill to really renovate the Gordon Center with a fresh feel and a new look. So the new lobby will feature new carpeting, new lighting, new painting, a gorgeous brand new large concession stand. In addition to like state-of-the-art AV equipment. I want to say that part of the reason we decided to renovate the lobby was about the function of the center. So the Gordon Center for Performing Arts, when it was built, everyone thought it was a theater, right? Like there was no notion of the lobby as a gathering space or as a rental opportunity, to be honest. But the reality is that as times changed, what we realized was that people were using the lobby as its own kind of venue, and that we really needed to respond to the needs of the community and upgrade the lobby so that we could host multiple events in multiple places at the same time.
So speaking of which, share with us, when do you reopen and what kind of opening programming are we looking at viewing?
Okay, so we're having like a series of reopenings, to be honest with you. Like there's a sneak peek, super soft reopening, which is like a studio band. We have them coming January 14th. I think it's going to be, there'll be some seats open to the community, but it's mostly a kind of like a invite only, sort of a little bit VIP kind of, let's see how the systems and protocols work. After that, we have an Aretha Franklin tribute show, I think Saturday, January 21st. That show is almost sold out. We have a Tom Petty tribute band in January also. In the lobby, we're doing a stand-up comedy show that's interfaith comedians. And then in February, we have a really awesome lineup. We have one stand-up. In February, the stand-up comedians that we're bringing, they're called the Ivy League of Comedy. Those comedians have been on like Late Night and Comedy Central. They're kind of like bigger name comedians. That's on February 9th, right around Valentine's Day. And then also in February is like this huge Black History Month celebration of Black dance. So we're bringing in Hip Lay, which is this like renowned dance company from Chicago that combines hip hop and ballet. We're bringing in Soul Defined, which is a percussion based, step based BIPOC owned dance company. And then on, I think February 16th, we have like a local showcase of Baltimore County and Baltimore City dance studios and schools and companies performing on the Gordon stage. So we're welcoming all kinds of dance in February. And I could go on and on and on. We have like a lot going on. It's very exciting.
So, Sara, you mentioned this earlier on, but I thought it'd be interesting. Remind our viewers of, so you guys, with the screen on the outside, it essentially created a drive-in movie theater, right? But it's not just for movies. I know you've done and plan to do multiple corporate events and the like. Share with us a little bit about that.
So, we built the Gordon Outdoors and the mega screen as a response to COVID. And since then, the platform has really evolved. We've hosted B'nai Mitzvah outside. We've hosted a lot of like movies, but also rentals where a stage is constructed and food trucks are rented. I mean, I've seen the parking lot transform into its own sort of festival space. And I would be really remiss if I didn't mention on Sunday, December 18th at 5:00, we are really excited about Illumination, the Illumination celebration. Sunday is the first night of Hanukkah. We are welcoming the entire community to the Gordon Outdoors for a fire dancing LED show. And that show will be at the Gordon Outdoors with a stage. So rather than people driving in, they're going to park in our parking lot, bring stadium chairs and set up, create like kind of like a tailgate setup in the lobby, in the parking lot, and take in this amazing show in celebration of Hanukkah. We have like a very brief candle lighting ceremony happening. But the entire community is invited. It's free. It's completely free. We already have about 1,000 people coming. We're expecting somewhere in the range of like 1,000, 1,500, 1,800, something like that. But it doesn't feel super full in the parking lot. And, there are still people who are kind of COVID cautious. And so, even when we have these outdoor and indoor events, you see a range of people, some people wearing masks, some people not wearing masks. It's a very like intergenerational event.
So again, amazingly, so much going on that I don't think people knew about. Well, when I say not everybody knew about it, I mean, you said you have 1,000 people coming already. So obviously a lot of people do. And hopefully, given the number of people who see Citybiz List, you didn't ruin your small January 14th, quiet opening there.
As long as people are like generous and
Yeah.
patient with us,
So-
because like the concession line might be long, like, that
Yeah.
kind of.
Before we part ways, what else do you want to tell us about all the exciting things going on as the Chief Arts Officer? Again, great title at the JCC of Greater Baltimore.
I think I would say, please bring art into your life. For all the audiences, if you're not reading a book or seeing a movie or going to a concert, like COVID shut down a part of our lives that inspires us and brings us so much joy. And so whether it's at the JCC, please, it should be at the JCC, but even if it's not, go to a concert, go to a book talk, like get out of your house, go out to dinner and like take in art, because it transforms you. Like it's really, really meaningful in ways that other things aren't, turn off the news, go see a piece of art, see a dance show.
Well, I personally don't disagree. And I know, as someone who's been involved in education, and particularly higher education, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math has now become STEAM, science, technology, the arts, engineering, and math.
Thank goodness.
So good words, good advice from a Chief Arts Officer. Sara Shalva, thank you so much for joining us. And let me just ask you, how does someone learn more about what's going on at the JCC of Greater Baltimore?
Please go to gordoncenter.com to purchase tickets. And just so you know, we're renovating the lobby. We're also renovating the back end. So you might need to click around on the website to look for tickets, because we're on 2 different ticketing systems, believe it or not. Hopefully we'll be retiring one and moving completely to the other ticketing system. You should be able to find your tickets. We always have someone available at the box office. Feel free to call us. And if you're interested in dance classes or in children's theater, go to the JCC website, look us up, come and come be a part of what we're doing here. It's really, we are really involved in character building in kids' arts programs and in values-based education. But we also care a lot about the artistic development and the voice of students. And so it's really powerful.
No doubt, many in our audience will be as excited about what's going on and as enthusiastic as you obviously show that you are. Sara Shalva, thank you for joining us today. Check out the arts at the JCC of Greater Baltimore. Check out all the programming of the JCC of Greater Baltimore in Owings Mills. This is David Nevins for Citybiz List. Thank you for joining us today.